Before any of the forum pulleys show up under my comments, the way I perform, these movements are supposed to be deliberate. I was kind of doing like an around the world, so I was really just making sure I hit like every rep count for each like set that I wanted to get to. So it's like, I wasn't focusing on form, but it's not like I'm also using like every bit of momentum I can. It's not my usual like slow down form, because I was just kind of like, getting a pump, just trying to make sure I just get the reps that I was, trying to set myself for. So the other day I got this very interesting comment thread on my channel. All right, so the comment reads out, I got gym rings a year ago, but I feel scared using them outside because I feel like people are looking at me. I can't use them indoors because I have nowhere to hang them. Any tips for training outside? And then he was saying like the weather was freezing, his hands were freezing. So to address that like last part, just wear I would say wear like cotton gloves because I've had this experience where I was training outside and it was below freezing, and basically like my fingers almost froze off, and I had like these horrible gloves. These were like these gloves with like rubber like grips on them and stuff that my job gave to me, and the rubber just got like really cold as if it was like frozen, and all it did was freeze my fingertips. So that wasn't the best situation. But in regards to the rest of the comments, okay, first of all, make sure it's in a place where you can train. I mean, in general, I think most places are open to the public to work out. But okay, first, all right, so we should not be worried about what others are thinking and how others are judging us, especially in regards to when it comes to improving ourselves, right? So working out, exercise, that is something that we do, that basically everybody does universally to improve the health of their body and mind. So we shouldn't care about like what other people are going to think, right? If we have a feeling that someone is judging us based on us doing better behaviors, then those people are in the wrong, right? Those people who genuinely think like that and act like that and express those types of emotions or feelings are in the wrong. Those people are misguided, in my opinion. Those people are, they just haven't figured out life in a way to where if you do things that are better for you, then you'll just improve in life. But again, a lot of those thoughts, just that type of thinking, that's all in our heads too, right? That is all in our heads. So if you're outside working out, doing some push-ups at the park, whatever the case may be, and you're afraid that people are going to be looking at you, judging you, whatever, those are your thoughts that you're projecting onto other people, right? I bet most of the time, people who are looking at you, like who are walking past you or whatever, and they look at you seeing that you're like, doing some push-ups or squats or pull-ups on gymnastic rings, they're gonna be like, oh, he's working out, and then boom, they're gonna like, it's probably not even gonna register to them for like the rest of the day, right? Besides like some little kid being like, whoa, look at that guy working out, right? There might be some people who might want to say something, but most people who will say something are going to be people who are going to be encouraging what you're doing, people who are probably going to be curious as to the way you work out, stuff like that. So, it's just like you can honestly get mostly positive interactions when it comes to, exercising in public, right? Especially if you're someone who looks very fit, someone who looks like they know what they're doing, someone who's had some time of experience, pretty ripped up a little bit, a bit jacked up, stuff like that. And the average person is walking by looking at that, they're going to most likely be very encouraged by what you're doing, or they're going to want to encourage you, or they're going to want to, take some advice, stuff like that. So we can definitely inspire positive interaction from just working out in public places where usually some people might not work out, right? This is coming from a guy who has, I have worked out at a gym before. I have worked out at like public playgrounds. Admittedly, no children were there, but people were like, walking laps around the area, or like people were walking their dogs. Cars were passing by. I've worked out outside in my sister's, the parking lot of my sister's job, in like a bunch of cars were going by, a bunch of people were walking by. That was probably like the one place where I felt, built self-conscious. But in general, it's like, at some point you just have to not care. That feeling of anxiety and worry is kind of always going to be there. It's kind of like with public speaking, right? When you have to get up on stage and you have to present your project or an idea or a concept, you're always going to feel nervous no matter what. Even if you've done this like 200,000 times, it's just something that you kind of have to get used to, right? Unless like, you genuinely do not care, but you have to kind of amp yourself up, pump yourself up to get into that mindset of just being like, okay, I don't care what people are going to say. I don't care what people are going to think. I'm just going to get this work in. I'm going to do what's right for me. Because, and again, like, that's the thing. You're doing what is right for you. It doesn't matter where you do it, unless you're not doing it at a cemetery for whatever reason. Unless that is the only place where you can hang up your rings or something. But, you're not bothering anybody. The only person you're bothering is your body, which is going to allow your body to grow and to adapt. You're not putting anybody in harm. You're not doing anything wrong. So, it wouldn't make sense for us to think that people are going to judge us as if we are doing something wrong, as if we're doing something immoral, as if we're doing something strange, right? Now, it might be seen as strange or not normal or whatever to be working out in public, which is honestly stupid. That doesn't make any sense, right? It's like that type of ideology is like, it goes against human nature, right? Look at, just tribes and stuff like that live like hunter-gatherers still. It's like they just routinely, just regularly just do like physical activities that people would only delegate to like a specific time in the day at a specific location. I can only do my squats at the gym at around 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then for the rest of the day, I will not get into any squatting position. Okay, besides the point. That's besides the point. But just, we should not be caring, We should not at least hold other people's opinions to such a high regard, especially when those opinions are derived from us trying to do more positive actions to ourselves, right? I already said this. Exercise is something that deals with self-improvement, right? When it comes to self-improvement, we should not care about what others think, right? If you are a person who is trying to stop drinking or stop smoking and all your friends love to drink and to smoke, be ready to lose those friends, bro. Be ready to have those friends, have their opinions change about you. Be ready to make new friends and make new colleagues that are on the same wavelength as you and in the same path as you. Because people will always judge, right? Maybe even if I just said like, hey, don't worry about what other people think, that's you projecting your own thoughts and ideas. Maybe those people are judging, but so what? So what if they're judging? Who cares? Why do you care if they are judging you? It's something that honestly we shouldn't put, things like that in such high regard, because all it is going to get us distracted. All it is going to, set us back, put us behind. It's just kind of like a thing you have to get over with, right? And I feel like it's also a transferable skill to do things that, people normally wouldn't do in front of just other people out in the open. Even in other spaces, like just going to the gym where it makes sense to work out there. Sometimes, you still might get anxiety or whatever of people looking at you and whatnot. But again, you just have to cast that stuff aside, right? You have to cast that stuff aside because all it is going to set you back, right? Caring about what other people think and caring about how they'll view you. Again, especially when it comes to you doing better for yourself, it's just gonna set you back. It's not a way to grow. It's not a way to actually propel yourself forward, right? And also, being in a situation like that where you're training out in public or outside, scared of people, what might think of you, you can try and, get some music, get some headphones, get some AirPods. If you have, anything like that, play some music, play something that'll really pump you up, that'll really set a fire in your belly, and you'll be able to kind of get yourself away from those distractions. of like, oh, what is that, like, old grandma that's out here with her granddaughter gonna think of me? What is that, like, that fat 45-year-old man or that fat 60-year-old man that's like, thinking of me? What is he thinking of me right now? Like, come on, genuinely, right? And if anybody is judging you, again, like, look at their lives compared to yours, right? So you're starting something, you're trying to be more consistent in something, you're trying to improve yourself, and most likely the person that is judging you is someone who, like, is a do you even lift, or someone who's like has never even done a push-up or lifted a weight in like their entire lives, or even ran a mile or whatever. So again, it's like, first of all, pay attention to those surroundings. Look at, and if somebody, again, for whatever reason, you are in a situation where somebody is like genuinely, like, for whatever reason, just aggravated at, like, bro, why are you working out right now? Like, you look so stupid right now. Like, okay, they're either some middle school child, they're either some, unfortunately tormented and tortured human being that, unfortunately developed into an adult body and are just saying these foolish things out of their mouth. Now, I doubt a situation like that will ever happen. It'll probably only happen like, let's say you train for 100 years. It'll probably only happen once in your entire life or whatever. But if any of you guys do have a situation like that, where that's happened, where for whatever reason someone was like coming up to you, hey man, why are you working out? Like, and they were like upset about it or whatever, please do share that. I would very much like to kind of see that, or to kind of like hear about that, to see if there has been a situation like that. But that's about all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope, for the people that were in the comments, I hope that you gained something from this. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.